out there? Can you feel the energy in the room? Can you feel the tone that we're creating here together? Because for the first time in history, you can set the tone for yourself and your business like never before, thanks to the revolution we're seeing in AI and technology. But here's what nobody's talking about. There's a second revolution happening, a quieter one, a revolution within each of us. And these two revolutions are connected in ways that nobody is pointing out. My name is Benza Maman, and I'm the #1 AI course creator on Udemy with over 500,000 students. I've done custom corporate trainings for Samsung, and my programs are taught at Apple, Pepsi, Nike, and many more. But I'm also an influencer speaking on social media about the power of mindset, belief, and consciousness. And I'm here to tell you that this is the most unique moment in human history for you to be able to take charge of your life like never before. But before we go any further, let me just tune in with you. How many of you are feeling excited about AI? How many of you are scared of AI? And how many of you are feeling like the world is spinning faster and faster, both outside of you and inside you, and you just don't know what to do? Well, I'm here to talk to you about this exactly today. I'm here to talk to you about how this revolution in AI can help your inner world, and how your inner world is exactly what you need to thrive in this AI era. But it wasn't always this way for me. Just rewind a couple years ago, and I was a broke musician, on food stamps, sleeping on my friend's couch, no high-value skills, and absolutely no idea what to do with my life. This was COVID, and I was at a complete rock bottom. But through some saving grace, I had some unemployment money from the government, which gave me just a little bit of breathing room, and I needed to figure out my whole life. At the time, I was reading books on meditation, the autobiography of a yogi, The Power of Now, and I'm reading about these altered states of consciousness, these different planes that you can get to just by sitting in silence. And I wondered if that was real, because I needed a miracle. So the next day, I decided to go out and meditate in the woods for the entire day. And after the first 10 minutes of sitting down, I just stood up and started pacing around because I thought I needed to be productive, even though I had nothing to be productive about. That's how deep the societal conditioning ran. And I wrestled and I struggled through the first day, but I made it. And at the end of that day, I felt something. So I went back the next day, and the next day. And for 3 months, I meditated every single day in the woods. And at the end of that 3 months, I had no money, I had no job, no savings, no plan, but I felt peace and joy like never before. How many of you would like to feel that, regardless of the circumstances? Now, I didn't know this at the time, but 2 things were happening. The first was I was rewiring my nervous system, because I had been in a low-grade fight or flight for the past 10 years, struggling to make it in the music business. And the second thing that happened was I met my own mind. Because when you're meditating all day, there's not a whole lot to do except for get real intimate with your own thoughts. And I noticed I used to talk to myself extremely negatively. I would motivate through self-criticism. I was mean to myself. And I really got to ask this question: do I want to treat myself that way? The answer is no. No, I don't. So I chose in that moment to think positively. I chose in that moment to think encouraging thoughts, to love myself. I chose to believe in myself. And that's when everything changed. At the end of that 3 months meditating in the woods, I had this intuitive hit to go visit a friend in California. And when your intuition speaks to you after you're meditating for 3 months, you listen to it. So I drove down from Washington State to California, vaguely trying to think I'm going to get a job, not really sure what the plan is. And on the last day of my trip, the friend I was visiting offered me a job at a tech startup. A miracle. A miracle I didn't think I was qualified for, but a miracle nonetheless. So I started working at a tech startup. And 10 months later, we left that startup to start our own online courses and online programs. In November 2022, ChatGPT came out, and we made a full pivot into AI. In February 2023, we launched an AI course on Udemy that ended up going to #1 and landing us corporate trainings with Samsung and so many more. And what's even more, we delivered. We were so good, they kept bringing us back and recommending us to other teams. There I was, the guy who was meditating in the woods, suddenly on calls with VPs at Samsung. I couldn't believe it. But this is what I want you to hear. The outer transformation was real, but the inner transformation, the revolution that happened inside of me when I was meditating in the woods, that is where the magic happened. Now, when I understand the science of belief, it makes a whole lot of sense why all of that was able to happen. And don't worry, you don't need to meditate for 3 months in the woods. You can do this in a fraction of the time. Let me share a couple studies with you. The first is the bicep study. Now, the researchers at Harvard took 2 groups of people. One group, they had exercising their biceps every day for the entire study, and as you would think, they got stronger. 26% stronger, muscle strength gain. Nothing to worry about there. But what's going to absolutely blow your mind is that the second group of people, they just imagined doing the exercise. They didn't lift a finger. They saw a 13.5% muscle strength gain. They got stronger by just thinking about it. That's the power of your own mind. And if that's not enough, listen to this. Another researcher at Harvard conducted the housekeeper study. Now, there were a group of housekeepers. These are maids, people who take care and clean of a hotel. Now, they're all day, they're on their feet, cleaning, scrubbing, washing, running up and down stairs. But for some reason, they didn't think that their life counted as exercise, because they didn't go to a gym. So the researcher told one group of them, your work actually counts and meets the Surgeon General's guidelines for an active lifestyle. And the other group, she didn't say anything at all. Now, the group that believed that their work actually counted as exercise saw a decrease in body fat, a decrease in blood pressure, and an increase in strength. They got healthier across a multitude of biomarkers by simply just believing something different, believing that their work counted as exercise. Now, if your beliefs can change your biology, imagine what else they can do. Imagine how they affect your confidence, your relationships, your income, your career, your happiness. Now, when I look at AI in this incredible moment in history that we're seeing, I don't see artificial intelligence. I reframe it. To me, AI means awakened intelligence. Both as a metaphor for how we can use AI as a tool for our own growth and how we need to evolve to be able to rise with this technology instead of getting flattened by it. But here's what nobody's telling you. AI is the perfect teacher for how your own mind works. It's a near perfect metaphor for your own consciousness. Now let me explain. If we break down how AI works into 3 simple steps, we got the program. Now, the program is what's put there by the genius engineers at OpenAI or Anthropic to design the underlying framework of how it responds to you, how it reasons, how it decides what's safe and what's not. This is the invisible framework before it ever answers your question. Then you have the prompt. The prompt is how you engage with the AI. The more you prompt, the better you get at it. And the more it learns how it works, the output that you want from using these tools. And lastly, you have the practice. Now, the practice is simple. The more you prompt, the better you get at it. The more you use it, the more the models know you, learn you. They soak up how you think so that they can respond in a way that you like. Program, prompt, practice. Now, what if I told you those same 3 factors are running your life right now? The program is your subconscious mind. The program is the underlying framework that filters your entire reality, all of your thoughts, all of your beliefs before they ever reach your conscious mind. But here's the problem. Your program wasn't put there by the highest paid engineers on the planet. Your program was put there by your life. Good or bad, all your shortcomings, failures, difficult moments, every time you decided what was safe and what was not. And it's not just the experiences that happened to you, it's how you interpreted them that has all the meaning. Now, imagine this. Imagine the system prompt, the program of Claude, for example, went something like this. It's not safe for the user to be successful. Don't shine too bright. I've always failed at everything I try. And no matter what, don't let the user step out of their comfort zone because that might not be safe and we don't know what that's going to be like. Let's say you're talking to that version of Claude and you're like, hey, can I have a business idea? How can I fix my relationship? How can I build a happy life? What kind of answer you think you're going to get? Sandbagged, tame, guaranteed to fail? Now let me ask you this question. What frameworks, what program is running in you right now? Because it's not just the circumstances. It's how you interpret them. This is why 2 people with the same education, same opportunities, same resources, can end up with completely different lives. But here's the beautiful thing. You're not a victim of your programming. You can consciously choose to rewrite your code. You can write a new program that takes you towards your goals instead of pushes you away from them. Now we have practice. Excuse me. Now we have prompt. Now prompt comes in 2 levels. The first level is, how do you talk to yourself? The prompt of, what do you say to yourself when you make a mistake? Are you saying, oh, there I go, messing it up again, or I can never do anything right? Because your programming, your subconscious, is listening and agreeing to everything you say. And just like when you talk to ChatGPT and it just gasses you up and agrees with every single thing you say, your subconscious does the same. If you talk negatively to yourself, it says, okay, soaks it all up. And the second level is, what are you doing to prompt yourself to override and rewrite your programming? This can be affirmations. This is the media you consume. This is the people you surround yourself with and the work you do on yourself. Sam Altman, the CEO of OpenAI, has a famous quote that goes like this. The most successful people I know believe in themselves to a point of delusion. Their prompts are so self-encouraging that it seems ridiculous to the people around them. But that's exactly why they win. If belief is so powerful, don't you think it's worth creating some better prompts for yourself? And the last, we have practice. Now this is the most important one, and this is what most people skip. But this is what actually makes the change stick. It takes 21 to 66 days to form a new habit, to change the automatic decision-making part of the brain, which is your subconscious mind. And through consistency, the new identity becomes stable. Now this is exactly how you train an AI. Reinforcement, repetition, consistency. Over time, The new program becomes the default, and the old programming fades. Your mind works the exact same way. Program, prompt, practice. That's awakened intelligence. That's how you set the tone for not just this moment, but for the rest of your life. And I know what you're thinking. You're like, well, that sounds great, Benza, but where am I going to find the time to do all this meditating, prompting, programming? That's exactly what AI agents are here to help you do. You can create a personal assistant to take care of all your busy work, to free up all of the gunk of your work life so that you can show up for yourself, so that you can work on yourself, so you can rise to meet this moment, provide even more value for your company, show up even better for your relationships, and most importantly, show up better for yourself. What we're seeing now with agentic AI is like nothing we've ever seen before. I have my AI assistant, which I run in Claude, running all of my businesses. It takes care of all my communications, synthesizing everything into one place, flagging what's important, what needs my attention right now, tracks all of my projects, tells me what the status of everything is and if anything's falling through the cracks. It tracks all of my marketing metrics, so I know what's working, what's not, what needs attention. And for me personally, it even edits my videos. So I have AI doing all of the busy work that used to take me my entire day or an entire hire that I needed to have help with. So you can now empower yourself to have just that little bit more free time to really work on yourself and show up for this moment. Because now what you're capable of using these agents is like nothing the world has ever seen. So let me bring it home. There are two revolutions happening right now. A revolution in AI and an inner revolution happening within each of us. What we choose to do with this moment will shape the world for generations to come. What you choose to do in this moment, either rising to it, meeting it, taking charge, even if you're a little scary, feeling the excitement of the possibility, you can now bring creativity into business like never before. You can bring flow state into your emails. You don't have to get stuck through anything that used to exist before. You can rewrite the rules of your own job. You can rewrite the narrative of your own life. Program, prompt, practice. The 3 P's of awakened intelligence are here to help you set the tone for the rest of your life. Thank you.